Hey everybody, Arco here. I'm bringing you my round 3 tournament game here. This is 70% Mont Saint-Michel, progressive cards, and blizzards, no fog, no alliances, etc. etc. This is Arco from the future, getting annoyed at Arco from the past. There's the full settings list there, along with the game ID. Getting annoyed at Arco in the past because he did not make sure that his headset was fully plugged in. So the audio was all weird sounding, messed up, and I'm trying to see if I can salvage it by doing some sort of voiceover in the future here. But we are second position in this game, and bonuses are very important on this map. And so that's what I'm doing here, looking for what type of bonus I can get on my first turn. The two options both are close to the bot, unfortunately. We do have a bot in this game in the 5th position, as you can see. One of our players in our group did not show up. So I have to deal with a possible bot break on the first turn. So I'm weighing out my options. I do decide to go for, I believe that's called Old Town. Not 100% sure there. But we do get the bonus. We get good dice. And we do split guards. This is important because I'm trying to prevent the bot from breaking me in case it is a continent breaking bot as we get a wild on the first turn. So, I believe we introduce the players here shortly. In the first position we have General Moonflare as an intermediate, ourselves in the 2nd position. 3rd position we have Birdalesk, who is another intermediate. 4th position, we have QuickerTrigger, Grandmaster. They have a Twitch and YouTube, so check them out for their POV of this game as well. Glory Miller, aka the Expert Bot, in the 5th position. And in the last position, we have JNot88, who is a Master. So yeah, that's about of the first turn early game. We do see the bot place at the top left there, and I thought they were going to go for their continent on the 5e3, but they do end up deciding to break black. And when they decide to break black, I realize I need to get those 2 purple 2s away from my bonus as soon as possible, especially the bot just fortifying one of those 2s. So I now have to look to get rid of all of that possibly, because I don't want the bot to add to those borders and break my bonus, because early bonuses now allow you to snowball and get into a lead on this map, and they're extremely important. And that is why having to deal with a bot in this game type / map is a lot different than compared to not dealing with a bot. But yeah, outside of the break, everybody establishing their bonuses. QuickerTrigger did not get their bonus on the first turn. They got, I believe it was slightly below average dice, rolling my 5e2, if I'm not mistaken. But black does look to retake their northern bonus there. And if I remember correctly, they do utilize that 3 to help guard against the bot, which will be an important move coming up soon. So our second turn here, we do get to hold our bonus. We are just deciding which army to go with. We do add all to our 3. And as stated earlier, we have to get rid of the bot beside us to eliminate that even slim chance of them breaking our bonus and stopping our growth. So we do slider blitz. This is important to try and minimize troop loss here. We do end up getting really good dice on the 3, 2, and 2, only losing 1 troop. And here I'm deciding between the port bonus on the left and the stores bonus on my right as the next bonus to take over. because the only reason I was hesitating to take the port bonus was that the bot still has a bunch of material up there, so it could still be broken up that way, which is why I do a split with those troops there to give myself either option, because still nobody has claimed the stores bonus, surprisingly. So it is still an option for me if I want it. The white player does hold the +3. I do give the fist bumps around, and everybody does reciprocate. We had a good time in the pre-game chat, and we do seem to want to work together to get rid of this bot. So I'm sure we're all annoyed by it already. White makes a claim for that bonus. Aren't going to be able to get it this turn. And QuickerTrigger is looking a little bit behind here. I believe they do take their bonus here. It is a +7 though, instead of a +3 or 4 like the rest of us got right away. So he can catch back up if he gets to hold it. And I do say if he gets to hold it, because unfortunately for him, Glory Miller, our expert AI friend, does not want him holding that bonus. And well played to Black for fortifying their stacks up there to block that side, because the bot instead breaks QuickerTrigger due to their borders only being 1s. So he is now very behind, and he is likely going to be one of the first to die, because the rest of us are holding at least 1 bonus. And the stores and port debate that I was mentioning earlier will now be answered here, as green decides to add to their surviving stack on the left and remove the vast majority of the bot position from that spot, meaning that I can have a much safer time going for the port bonus as my second bonus. Usually around, ideally you want to be holding 2 bonuses, totaling without territories and whatnot about, I'd say 9 or 10 troops total is like the maximum limit before people start to be like, okay, you're getting a little bit greedy. I don't know about you guys, but in some of the practice games, whenever somebody held the far +9 on the right side, even if the bonus troops were equivalent to other players, people just broke that player immediately. I'm not entirely sure why that's the case, but it is the value of holding slightly lower bonuses compared to that one. So I am worried a little bit against the bot here still, so I am guarding up the borders a bit there against all possible flanks from the bot. And we finish off the port bonus. Not too worried about kill guarding bounties here, so I feel the port bonus +6 is more important to hold at this early stage in the game, rather than trying to kill guard a bot that may add there anyway and get rid of the other kill guards there. All the Rivertown games have taught me to never fully trust bots, as they can always find weird ways to screw you over. But after that turn, we are now looking very strong, decent guards on all of our borders. And if you notice, white finishes their bonus and at the same time hitting out a QuickerTrigger 4. So that makes them very weak. Now, even after their start of their turn, only going to be having 14 troops. They get the unlucky side of this game with the bot RNG, and so they are unfortunately going to be the fish along with the bot. Coming up in a few turns here. Because as you can see, the rest of us have pulled way far ahead thanks to holding our 1/2 bonuses respectively. The bot here does continue to add on the left side. And because the Glory Miller here isn't a Rivertown bot, they don't roll the 6v8 on green, but they do in fact roll the 6-on-2 on white and are looking to take that bonus there in the center. They do hit QuickerTrigger again as an extra 3-on-1 just to add insult to injury for him. But yeah, green will now finish off that bonus. And if I remember correctly, they also go, yeah, that's right, they also go for the middle bonus. And I remember seeing this and being like, okay, he took over 3 bonuses from 1, but I remember that the bonus that I own, the +6 of port, is equivalent to both residence and west wall there, as you can see. So from just our bonuses alone, both green and I are getting +10. So we can be going up strong together. And black's turn here. They still have the 1 bonus and are still a little scared from the bot there. But they do manage to take a 2nd bonus for themselves, which is that bonus cut off by 3 blizzards. So it was funny how they set themselves up to be able to hold that. That is a decent job for them. We do get to hold our bonuses here, getting 15 a turn. And we do show that we have the wild card that we got from the first turn. So we are very strong. Here I was debating taking over stores as well, but I figured that would be too greedy and would attract the focus onto myself. So in the end, I decided to not go with that. But I do instead decide to split up my troop deployment in the sense that I want to look to be going for either the blue or purple kill here. And one small mistake here that I'm only now realized after my turn. It's not necessarily this attack, but I did not move my 10 on the right there, 1 spot to the right, and white uses that chance to set up sort of a block onto blue's 3 stack, which was well played to them. That would make my pathing there a little bit tougher if I did want to go for that bounty. But they end up remaining in their areas, and they just get a card off the 3-on-1. And blue here, not much they can do really. They're extremely far behind. And they do not have a set on 3 to deter any of the action away from themselves. Looking back, I'm amazed that nobody ended up claiming the stores bonus. Because with that blizzard, it was fairly easy to hold, and I don't think people spawned with many troops in there. So I am surprised nobody ended up going for that. Yeah, blue makes a little cheeky 2 exterior and just gets a card. And the bot does not trade on 3 either. And in classic bot faction, wins the 4-on-2, taking the bonus. And they do fortify to green. And green does do a good job here of not allowing the bot to have the bonus. as everybody wants them out of the game, especially QuickerTrigger. Still showing overall signs of good neighbor play from everybody involved. They do make a stack near us, which was a little unnerving, but luckily they don't decide to break. Well, they break us, I mean. They do end up breaking the bot. So black holds their second bonus. They get 16 troops here. And they do end up deciding to go for the kill on the bot. They do end up, they do end up trading to go for this as well. They kill all the top bot positions, and they do trust a 5-on-2, which isn't 100%. They could have made that a 6v2 to ensure that, but it does end up working for them, as well as the 5v2 ones. So the bot is eliminated in last place. So because black got both the 4 and 6 trade, I'm not sure if I mentioned here, I do have a set without having to use the wild card. So I got very lucky card RNG here. And so I'm looking to line up the kill on QuickerTrigger. I would have to bust through that white 8, but I would still think it's worth it. Especially since I conveniently have to break a couple of my opponents along the way to do it. So we still get the 15 per turn. And we do set in here to help ensure that. Still deciding, but do end up doing to go for it. One thing to point out here is that I do add maybe 1 or 2 many troops on that stack there. I didn't need as much to break through here because, as you'll see here, we get a really not great roll on the 8. And we have to go to a 10-on-6 at the end here, plus a 1 after, which is not 100%. So if I pause to maybe slider blitz, help ensure that, that could have been something better I could have done. But the dice do end up working, and we do get the bounty on a QuickerTrigger. Deciding what to do here. I don't have enough to go for the 70%, so I just decide to say, hey, I'll just move back to my main spot there. And I fortify away from the Mont Saint-Michel plus 7 there. Since I'm still content with at least holding my 2 bonuses. And is understandable that white breaks that one at the top there. They trade in for themselves to help stay alive. And they do break, which I do respond with, that's alright, well played. And they, funny enough, decide to take it over. Which may be a little bit greedy, but it is that point in the game where the trades are getting big and they had to hit a bunch of territories anyway. Now green here decides, I can't remember if they had a set on 4 or not, but they do end up not trading on 4 here. And for whatever reason, in my brain with balance splits dice setting here, I'm start thinking there might be a small chance that I can kill green here, because remember, we do have the wild card from the beginning of the game still. So that's what my that's what I'm thinking here. We can possibly kill green, take the 5 cards, trade in again, and get the 70. We do have +2s near some of the green exteriors there, which would help make it a bit easier. So if black doesn't do anything here, I may try and go for it. Now whether this is a good move and I got unlucky, or if it's really too tight and probably not a bad move, but I don't know. I just think it was too close and too risky. I would have needed insanely good dice to try and make this work the way I ended up trying to do in hindsight. But we will see. Because I get 17 here. And I probably could have tried to path this a little bit better as well. So I set up a 6v2, v1 at the bottom. The 7 already takes care of the other one. The rest go in the center. Now I could have added to the 5 to maybe kill that 10 that way, or just do a split here. But for whatever reason, I decided to go through the black 2 and 1 as well, to do a split and try and go all the way around. See here, I'm at 30 troops, green was at 38. At that point, I already missed the kill, more than likely, and I end up accidentally feeding green. Now, I don't want to take out all their exteriors here, but I try and break white with the 7v2, v1, but that also ends up failing. And we just decide to leave our stack in the open, kind of forcing white to split here. Unless they want to barge through our 15 as well. So while I am annoyed at myself for that feed for overestimating Balance Blitz dice, in the end, it apparently did not end up being the worst decision, weirdly enough. So white does end up going for the kill on green here. They do rely on a 10v1v6, which is below 100%, but the roll does end up working for them. So Birdalesk gets the bounty onto J-Knot. Now from here, they are at 40%. I feel like they could have maybe gone through for the 70 by hitting a bunch of my territories, but they end up deciding to smack black stack there and just reduce their territory count by a bunch. Maybe they were going for the kill. Not entirely sure, but they end up reducing black to a very low amount of territories, but they do get to keep one bonus. So what black does here in retaliation is they, instead of breaking my stuff or going for the win themselves, they end up feeding white here. Which, I don't know, maybe they couldn't have gone for the 70 here? I'm not entirely sure on all the math on that, but they end up retaliating against white, which, despite my fairly big blunder, ends up working out in my favor. Because they end up getting white to just low enough on the troop and territory count here that I am able to go for this kill without a trade. And to be fair, this does improve black's position from 3rd to 2nd. So from their seat, and after what white did to them, that is a decent play from their spot to try and get the most points for themselves. So, pardon me, our 11v6 v2 1s ends up working, and we path through the center here, take the C lane around, get a decent roll on the 8, and Balance Blitz finish up our second bounty. And from there, it's an easy 70%. So result-wise, that is first with 2 bounties, and that's another 18 points, because first with 2 is the same equivalent as our second with 3 pattern that we've been doing so far in this tournament. And yeah, so that's another 18 points, and we are sitting at 54, if I can do math right, I believe so, which puts us in a really good spot in the tournament still, and I believe that will qualify us for round 4. But yeah, good games to all of our opponents there. Again, JNut, I apologize for the dumb decision and essentially feeding you there, but luckily for me, it ended up working out. But yeah, uh, good games. We'll see you guys for the next week's round 4 game. And yeah, until next time, take care and cheers for stopping by.